Hey, 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 hey.
Come on,
hey,
man.
hey, 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 hey. What is it?
Yeah.
It's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live.
Let's go.
Get it? It's the iBall Live. Let's go. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Come on in.
Hey.
Come on in, everybody. Come on in.
Hey.
Come on in, everybody. Come on. Hey, call the phone, everybody. Call the phone. Call the phone, everybody. Call the phone. Call the phone, everybody. Call the phone.
Hey.
Call the phone, everybody. Hey. Hey, cause it's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Let's go. It's the iBall Live. Breezy hit the button late. 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 Breezy hit the. Hey, it's the iBall Live.
Yeah.
Get it? It's the iBall Live.
Let's go.
Get it? It's the iBall Live.
Hey.
Get it? It's the iBall Live. Let's go. Breezy.
Yeah, man.
Turn up.
One time.
Hey, 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 hey. What up, everybody? Hey, Breezy, turn me up in my headphones, man. There we go. Yeah, man. Let me hear myself. Yeah. Yeah, I sound a little muffled, man. Turn me up in my headphones. Hey, but that's what I'm talking about, man. Appreciate that, man. What up, everybody? What's happening, man? Y'all already know what it is, man. This is the iBall Radio live stream right here on real soon, iBallRadio.com and the iBall Radio YouTube page. But we are streaming on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, it's at Twitch. And
everything
YouTube.
But Twitter.
Everything but Twitter. We everywhere except Twitter, man. So make sure y'all tap in wherever y'all get your live, wherever you want to be at. Come tap in with us, man. We turning up tonight. Y'all know we got something to talk about, right? Every Tuesday and Thursday, we always got something to talk about. We never run out of content. We always got something to talk about, man. And we got a lot to talk about tonight, right? It's been a lot going on. It's been a lot. Chill Will not here tonight. Y'all see it's just me and Breezy. We in this thing chilling. I should have changed the color, man. I should have changed the color. What's going on?
It ain't too late, though.
It ain't too late.
Man, ain't too late. Click the button.
Click the button, man. This how we do it, man. What want to go with, Breezy?
Red.
Ooh. See what that red talking about? What that red talking about? You see
what that red talking about?
What that red talking about, man? I'm going red tonight, man. Red rum. Red rum.
Hey.
Red rum, man.
Yeah.
Underrated. They say we rapping. They say while y'all rapping, y'all need to be talk about the underrated kids in Montgomery. Who are the underrated kids in Montgomery? Since as a matter of fact, Breeze, open up the phone line 334-209-5222.
Hey, man, go on, call in.
Call in right now. Call in right now. And instead of asking us to talk about it, call in and you tell us who are the underrated kids that you speak of in the city of Montgomery, Alabama.
There go the number.
There to go the number, man. 334-209-5222. Phone lines open, man. We open the phone lines as soon as we step on air. Like I was mentioning earlier, man, this is the iBall Radio Live. We got our guy, man, supposed to be stepping in tonight, man. Terry Drake's supposed to be making an appearance.
Oh, Drizzy coming through?
Drizzy making an appearance on the live tonight, man. Talk about what's going on in the world of high school basketball.
For sure.
In the state of Alabama and across the nation as things are heating up. I think we talked about it. Did we talk about it the other day, man? Caleb Holt signed a deal with Fear God. Adidas, right? It's crazy. Crazy. Like that's why he over here Grayson. Just keep it 100, right? So yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Big thing.
Listen, I'm still waiting on these names, man, that we supposed to be getting, right? Waiting on these names, these underrated kids in the city of Montgomery that we supposed to be talking about, right? What we say all the time, Breezy, put us on.
Put us on.
Put us on, man.
Tell us something.
Who are these people that you speak of?
Learn us something today.
Because obviously that they made the point of saying underrated. I done took my hoodie off tonight so y'all can see my face.
It's breezy.
It is. Hey, you take that hoodie off, boy, get a little chilly on it. Hey, but yeah, man, I want to know who these underrated kids are, man. Put me on. They're called underrated for a reason. Let's get them rated. Let's get them rated, man. So, yeah, call in, man. We open up the phone lines from the beginning, man. 334-209-5222. You can call in, man. Let us know. Speak your piece.
Before we even talk about what we talking about tonight, man, y'all can call in and tell us what y'all want to, like these underrated kids in the city of Montgomery that we want to talk about, because it's some out there. I agree, right? I agree. It's a lot of talent floating around the city of Montgomery. I'm gonna tell you. Oh, I was having a conversation today, Breezy.
What's up?
Of course, this off script. That's how we do. But I was in a conversation today, right? And we didn't had here recently. We've been having the conversation about who has the best basketball in the state of Alabama in high school.
Okay, right, for sure.
And
Yep.
a lot of for a long time, it has been the best basketball has been played from Birmingham North.
Right.
It goes through cycles, and the cycle has been over the last several years. I'm gonna go back probably 10 years.
Okay.
I say like the last 10 years. What's this, 2024?
Yeah,
I would say
2014.
We need to go back that far, because Carver didn't end their run in like 2019. I think when they won their last state championship. So they've been running it for a long time. So I just say the last 5 years. Let's go there. All right. So the last 5 years, the best basketball has been played Birmingham North. Even though Enterprise does have a state championship within that time in Class 7A, Coach Red Harrelson got one. But I'm just saying, in the last several, and he played for one last year, right? So let's keep it real. They beat Huntsville High in the Final Four last year. The best basketball has been played from Birmingham North. I was having a conversation today, and I really believe, bro, that just looking at the talent in the class of 26, 27, and tapping a little bit into 28, but mainly that 27 class.
All right. Yep.
A lot of that talent is South, dog.
Mm.
Like it's Birmingham South, not Birmingham North.
Okay.
Right. West Alabama got some really good players coming up in the class of 27. Montgomery is stacked in the class of 27, dog. Like class of 2027 and 28 is about to put Montgomery back into the conversation of best talent in the state.
Back on the map.
Man, I'm telling you, when you start talking about a Deshaun Hall, a Braden Gordon, a Jared Friendly, like a Mason Ellis, like it's some really, really good players in that class of 27 and 28 here in the state, here in the city of Montgomery. Exactly. And it's plenty of more, right? I'm just running off. Like you got Jarvay DeRamus over at Carver, right? Going to the 10th, 20. So I'm saying it's a lot of really, really good talent here in the state that it's really about the shift, in my opinion. Right. I really think
I believe that too.
That talent, because all right, let's keep it 100, and I don't give a damn what nobody say. The talent is down in 2020 class 2026 in North Alabama, and it's not much better in the 27 class. Like, I'm not saying those kids aren't good, and I'm not saying those kids aren't going to get opportunities to play basketball on the next level. Right. But I'm talking about the level of talent that has been coming out of Huntsville over the last several years, like we just spoke about, has been really, really high, right? I mean, high major talent, like really high major talent. Like, hell, Huntsville High got, 5 D1s on their squad this year, or 4 D1s and a D2, like, on their squad this year. That's a senior. So, like, it's a lot. It's been up there, right? And I really think it's about to shift.
Right.
Because I think the 27 class south of Birmingham and south, I think it's higher level talent in those areas than it is in North Alabama.
Yeah.
Change my mind because it's a list. Like, I'm gonna tell you like this. Let's just talk about the class of 27. Number 1 player in the class of 2027 is Deshaun Hall. Right. He's from Montgomery. Number 2 player is Braden Gordon. He's from Montgomery.
Right.
You feel me? Like, and we can start debating who's 3, 4, and 5. I'm not sitting here about to do the lottery rankings, but what I am telling you is the top 2 players in the state come out of Montgomery. And so if that's not enough to shift the talent of power, and I don't know what is. Right.
You gotta shift. Right.
They the 2 best in the state. It's gonna be hard pressed for you to show me, and I know we gonna get hit. And I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later. I put out a post today about dropping names of the top 2026s. We're going to go through some of those names because I don't know a lot of them, right? So that's my thing. We're talking about the underrated
Kids from Montgomery.
Kids from Montgomery. Okay, like listen, they came back. They was like, they say they just called. Okay. Let's call back.
Hold on.
It was turned down.
Yeah, it is turned down.
Oh, you had it on. Sorry. Hey, listen, my fault. Call back. That's on me. I didn't see it. We were still in intro mode. And then we ain't hear the phone ring. But call back. They say we worried about these North Alabama players, but not players in our own city. I guess I don't know what I was just talking about. I guess. What was I just talking about there, Breezy? Huh?
Hey.
I don't know. But look, back to my point I was making before. And I hate I missed that call. Please call back. Yeah, my fault.
I got them turned up now.
Okay. Yeah. So we ain't used to opening up phone lines this early. But yeah, like in my opinion, I think that the shift of talent is about to go Birmingham South. With the high level talent that's coming out of Montgomery.
All right.
Like,
I ain't
and
mad at it.
because here's somebody, the kid Jared Friendly over at Montgomery Academy.
Yeah, I know Jared.
Bro, Jared has not stopped growing.
Yeah.
Right? Like he has not stopped growing.
Right.
And we know the talent that runs in his family, right? We know it's there. And he started showing it this past summer, this past AAU season, running with us on Guard Your Man. And he's really starting to show it during the June live period. He really stepped up playing with Montgomery Academy. I think he's going to be a sleeper, high level. I think he has the potential to be a mid-major Division I basketball player.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going to get 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
I really believe that Jared's going to get 6'7", 6'8". And with his skill set and athletic ability, bro, woo, sheesh.
A problem.
He's going to be a problem.
So
I'm telling you, man, that class of 27 and 28, I think is going to cause a shift in dynamics in the powers that be of Montgomery.
Okay.
Not even Montgomery, but the state of Alabama, where the top talent is. It's been in North Alabama for a minute.
Sometimes it need to be shaken up a little bit.
And let me tell you why that is, though. The reason that is because it takes that high level talent, right? What's the high level talent? What the high level talent look like, right? Like who are the high majors, right? Who are the high mid majors? Who are the mid majors? Who has the most? And I hate saying this, but I'm gonna say it. Who has the most Division I talent coming out of that area in a given year? In 2025, you got to say it's Huntsville.
Got to.
Bro, when you look at all the guys that have signed, not just including Huntsville High, you go to Caden Rickard over at Bob Jones. He just hit Murray State, right? So it's high major, mid-major, Division I guys. And Simon, like I say, Simon Walker is still yet to commit. He's still on his 6th school tour, right?
Right.
So he been gone every weekend on these high major campuses.
On his tour. Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Phone lines open.
What they hating?
Yeah, always, man. I ain't gonna say they hating. They just know how what we always tell people, right? If you got somebody that's yours and you want to get them exposure,
okay,
talk about them.
Talk about them. How else we gonna hear?
How else we gonna hear? We asked about the players.
Yeah, you right.
I'm trying to listen. I hate I missed your call.
I hate that because the volume was down.
Yeah, volume was down. Call back. The phone line's still open. 334-209-5222. Still open.
Speak your piece.
Speak your piece. But here's the thing. Put us on.
Put us on.
Put us on.
On the radar.
On the radar. I want to know if it's a stack full of kids in the class of 2027, in the class of 2028. Hit me. Hit us up, right? So, yeah, I would say this. So back to the conversation I was having today. I was talking to somebody who deals in North Alabama basketball, right? Their wheelhouse is North Alabama basketball. So I was talking to them, and I ain't gonna say what they said. I ain't gonna quote them, but they really believe North Alabama basketball is really down over the next couple of years. And this and listen, this they area.
Right.
This what they do, who they do, where they do it at.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hey.
So oh no, we didn't mean you were hating. We would listen, man. It's a show, man. Yeah, call in, man. Call in. I can't keep looking. I can't read all the comments. Breezy can read them. Breezy, can you read them? No, Breezy can't read them either.
Yeah, I can try to see.
Yeah, you can try to see.
Where they at?
Instagram. Yeah.
Instagram.
But I would like for that phone to be phone back, man. Because I want to know who these. He was like, it's kids throughout here that people don't talk about. Braden's, I guess he's talking about Braden's the only one they talk about.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm saying, yeah, man, come put us on, bro. I hadn't really listen, I hadn't dived into the 2027 class that deep.
Yeah,
I don't know him.
Yeah, we finna have to take a look at them though.
Yeah, because
take a look at them.
Hell, I got a whole stack of them that played for me this year. We got 2027 team, right? And I've seen a lot of these kids in this area that play in the class of 2027 because we played them in AAU.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Right,
so, and I've seen some guys, I don't know who they are. Just because I saw them the way I know who they are. So, yeah, man, call and put us on. But the powers that be that deal in North Alabama basketball aren't even high on North Alabama basketball in the upcoming years. Like, and that's okay because we understand this thing goes in cycles, right? This thing goes in cycles. You up and you down when it comes to your talent level in a particular area, right? Sometimes the Huntsville area might be bigger, it might be Mobile area, it might be Montgomery. Everybody's gonna have their run. Birmingham is the only area that continues a run, in my opinion.
I got you.
It's like they keep somebody every single year coming from, because it, like I say, man, it's strength in numbers. It's so many schools, dog. Like, it's so many schools on so many levels in so many areas of the city that it's hard for them not to have somebody coming out of there every single year. Like, and the way Huntsville's growing, I believe that too. Like Montgomery, I truly believe, dog. Like, I'm from here. I'm in this. I truly believe it was a disconnect somewhere in Montgomery over the last prior to the most recent times. Okay, let's say that prior to the most recent times, I think it was a disconnect in Montgomery for about, I would say, 7 to 10 years. Last 7 to 10 years, it was a disconnect in the gum, dog. And I think it set Montgomery basketball back.
Right.
It set it back. It pushed it back some. And it's just now starting to regroup itself.
Okay.
Because you could just go back, man. You could just go back 4 years. 4 to 5 years, right? It's 2025 year. So go back 5 years, right? 5 years ago was just the 2020 class. And probably Montgomery had the deepest 2020 class in the state with Antoine Burnett, Runji Gordon, Duke Miles. Like, all those guys went Division I and all are currently right now playing Division I. Duke is at Oklahoma.
Big time.
Twan is at Grambling. And Runji is at Kennesaw State. Yeah. Right. And it's more that was in that class that are still out there hooping, that are still out there getting it done. And RIP Chop. Chop was in that class.
Right.
Chop was going to play college football. And we're not even going to talk about the football players that was in that class. So Montgomery had its run a few years back, but then the disconnect happened.
Okay.
Right. The disconnect happened. And it's the cycle that I spoke of earlier. Like, you go through those cycles, those ebbs and flows of the talent that you got coming through your area. Right. And from what I was told today, from somebody, a very respected source, very highly respected source, they not high on none of the talent in Huntsville coming out in 26, 27.
They don't like it.
I ain't saying they don't like it. They don't think it's high level.
Okay.
They think it's good basketball going to be played,
right,
and it's going to be some good players that's going to go on and play basketball on the next level, but it's not that real high level talent.
Not the high level talent.
Yeah, buddy. I'm talking about you like, how many D1s do you got coming out of there each and every year?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like, how much big high level talent do you have coming out in a given year? So yeah, man, call in, man. Phone lines are open 334-20. 209-5222, man. We talking all things recruiting, kind of. I guess that's what it is tonight, Breeze. We got some other stuff we're gonna bring up here in a minute, but just talking about what we was just talking about.
Just talking
Talent,
about
the talent throughout the state, right? And how it's I was kind of spread out. So let me say this. It's something I want to look at. I want to talk about because I asked a question today on Instagram, right? I asked a question on Instagram about the top 2026 talent in the state because we're working on our 25 rankings. They about done. We just hadn't dropped them. 2026 rankings. Also in that conversation I had today, the 2026 rank class has taken a hit, like a major hit, with Caleb Hope, Colvin Landrew, and Ladarius Gavan leaving the state. That is the crazy part about that. We were just having a conversation of talent level across the state. If you look at it, that was Huntsville. Clyde Walters is in Birmingham. Ladarius Gavan was in Montgomery. Colvin Landrew was in the Birmingham area, right?
Right.
Like that balance of power of high major talent was spread out between that area. And then you got Jalen Alexander, who's out there in East Alabama, right? So like it was a balance of power that was there. Now when you look at the revised 2026 rankings without those three guys, it changes, right? It changes. I no longer know how good that class is. Like it's some Division I talent within that class, but I no longer know how coveted, let me say it like what, how coveted that class will be. Because if y'all go back, man, I'm on record saying that class was probably going to be one of the best and deepest classes the state has seen in a very long time because it had that high level talent. We no longer see that, right? We no longer see that, in my opinion, with those guys leaving. But I put out the question on Instagram about who are some of the names to know in class of 2026. And here's what we're talking about, right? Here's what we're talking about. This the reason we asked you to put us on the names.
Yeah, we need to know.
But when we ask the question, it got to be answered.
For sure.
You feel me?
For sure.
Like it got to be answered. Like don't say we ain't talking about them when you ain't told us about them, right?
For sure.
So I put out the question about the 2026 class. Y'all put me on names to know in class 2026, and we're gonna go through some of those, man. Let's talk about some of those responses. It was a good bit. I ain't gonna be able to talk about everybody. I feel like it's a lot. But some of these, I'm still gonna go back, and I got to go back and watch some tape on them.
Yeah,
right?
We got to see some film
because I'm not familiar with some of these names that are coming out. But okay, let's go through it. Pulling it up. Okay, then. Oh, I'm sorry, looking at something else.
Yeah, what you see? Okay.
Then, man, you open up Instagram and
you see all kinds.
You see all type of stuff, right?
Get sidetracked.
Yeah, real quick. Even though we on live. Okay, here we go.
You found it.
Yeah, I'm back to it. So I'm just gonna run through some of these names. Like I mentioned, some of these I don't know. So if we run by a name and I don't break it down, it's because I don't know them, right? And if I don't know them, if you posted this person, call in right now 334-209-5222 or hit us in the chat. But I'd rather you call in and let us know about them. Tell us, break it down, send us some film, because I did ask a specific question in the post today, Breezy. Some people heeded it, which is gonna help. Others didn't.
Okay, you know how that be.
Everybody don't follow directions. So I said, I was like, yo, check. Tag them. Please put PS. Please enter they ad if you know it. If you know they ad, put it in there so we can go look, so we can go follow, so we can go pull up their stuff and we can go find them, right? And
Like pulling teeth.
I'm about to squirrel. I'm about to get sidetracked,
Like
dog.
pulling teeth.
I'm about to get sidetracked, and I don't want to get sidetracked. So, will you hold the thought that I got right now?
What's the thought?
The thought is going through these names.
Okay, the name.
Right, going through the names. Because here's the problem: when you send us names, dog, and we go look at the profiles. How are y'all supposed to? How do y'all expect me to take some of y'all suggestions seriously?
Right, for real. Yeah, for real.
Like, how am I supposed? Because these kids ain't hoopers, dog. Like, and I'm not saying you can't be a good player because your social media doesn't reflect that you're a hooper, right? But I would much rather prefer your social media reflect that you're a hooper. Let your social media reflect who you are. So, because we all know social media is a facade, correct?
Of course.
And if people can look at you and see something, well, guess what? That's who they're going to take you to be, right? That's who they're going to take you to be. So if a hooper is who you say you are, and even if it's other stuff that you're interested in, not saying you can't post that type of stuff, right? Don't get us wrong, but at least let your profile reflect that you're a hooper.
Right.
Some of these names I'm going through, dog, and I'm going to these pages, these guys ain't hoopers. Like, let me ask you something, Breeze. Squirrel, I'm still going side. I don't give a damn. I'm off right now.
Right.
Let me ask you this. They were calling me old head in the comments last live, right?
Yeah.
A couple of lives ago, whenever that was, right?
Yeah.
And okay. I guess I'm gonna wear that scarlet letter proud.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm old now.
For sure.
But let me ask you a question, because I don't get this part. Is it supposed to be something cool to only have 1, 2, or 3 posts on your page at all?
Just one, just a couple?
Yeah, like I got it say, you know, when you go to Instagram, it say post, it say 3. Like,
it don't say much.
I get that everybody ain't social media, right? Everybody is not, but I'm talking in the terms of somebody saying they're a hooper. Okay. So if you're a hooper, you're gonna need to have a profile.
Yeah, not 3, more than 3.
Well, I'm saying, even if you don't do social media, you gotta have a profile, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta go on there and show people that you're active.
Right.
Okay. I just want to know, is this supposed to be something cool to have 3 posts on there?
I ain't read that.
Like, I get that. I'm asking, is it a flex, right? And I get that people do weird flexes on IG, right? The follow thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my followers got to be more than the people I'm following.
Yeah.
Right? Like that type of thing. Like, I guess that's some kind of flex. I want to know, man. Y'all can call in and tell me, is that a flex to have just only a few posts on your page? I guess they saying, oh, I'm so popular, I only got to have a few posts and I still can run my numbers up.
I ain't got to say much. I ain't got to say too much.
I ain't got to do too much.
Hey, it could be.
That's what I'm saying. If that's the flex, call and tell me. Because I was going to a lot of these pages today, bro, and it's nothing on there. Like, why? You're telling me this person's a hooper.
Yeah.
Right? I may not be familiar with this person. I may have never seen them play.
Right.
I may have never seen them in person. I may have never seen them on tape. So if you're if the question is asked about who we need to be on, and you give us that person, and we go to that person's page, and we go look for that person's footprint online, and it is not one, I'm not saying that person can't hoop, but I'm saying that person's not a hooper.
It's hard. It's tough.
It's tough, man. It's tough for you. And I got Lefty says this all the time, dog.
What Lefty?
Content.
Oh yeah, content.
You gotta have content out there where you can be seen and found, right? Even if that's not what you do, that is the way of the world today.
Yeah.
It's how we live in this era of recruiting.
Yeah.
You have to have a social media footprint and allow people to be able to find you when somebody says your name. Because that might be the only opportunity you get for somebody to look you up.
It's like a visual resume.
That's exactly what it is. Bars. Hit the horn. Hit the horn. 2 times. That is your
Visual resume.
If you're going to get a job, you're not getting a job without a resume.
Nah.
You're not even going to get the job. They're not even going to call you for the interview without the resume.
Nah.
Because your resume is going to tell them who you are.
Right.
How you going to tell me you a hooper and you looking for opportunities on the next level and you don't have a what, Breezy?
Motion? You ain't got no motion?
Your quote, your bar you just said.
Oh, the bar I just meant.
You forgot it, didn't you?
No.
Hell yeah.
Man.
I knew it. I knew
Dang,
he listen.
man.
No, it's your digital resume.
Yeah,
bro.
your digital resume, man.
It's your digital resume. Like that is what your social media is. And if you say you're a hooper and you looking to get an opportunity, because my thing is, if you hoop and somebody hitting me up to tell me about you, must be saying that's what you want to do.
We got somebody.
Right? Yeah, we do. And I'm gonna answer it this time because Breeze got us turned up.
You got him.
Yeah, I got him. Caller, what's up, man? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Lansville, Alabama.
Hey, our guys in the building, man. Our resident caller, Lance Gilbert, is in the building. Lance, what you got for us tonight, bro?
And y'all hit me with that word, man. That like went all over my core. Let me tell you why. So these kids are working with folks that don't have a resume.
Mm-hmm.
Those people they're working with can't pick the phone and make something happen. Don't have a been there, done that story and what it takes to do in the gym, the weight room, whatever, the classroom. And so the thing that I wanted to advise young men and athletes listening tonight about is if you're working with people that don't have a resume, that can't pick the phone and help you, find a circle.
If the circle you're dealing with can't pick up the phone and make a call or give you scenarios of the been there, done that, so I understand what you're going through and how this should be navigated due to how your recruiting is going, I agree, Lance. You need to change your circle.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Walk the door.
Yep. Because they're not going to be able to get you to where you want to go.
Because I can't tell you how many times kids have reached out and say, hey, they want to talk to a coach. I'm be like, hey, well, if I know, I'll get them on the phone. That's fine. But they don't have people in their circle. They'll go to bat for them. Because coaches want to know, hey, is this a good dude? Is he going to show up on time? Is he getting his academics? Is he messing around weekend, whatever. They have those conversations. Those are conversations they have with people in your circle. And if your circle has no, they're not going to call those people.
And here's the other part, Lance, that people don't understand. They might be able to pick up the phone and make the call, but is the call going to get answered?
Right.
Thank you.
Is somebody picking up on the other end? And if somebody's picking up on the other end, then you got something. Because I know somebody who probably has 500 coaches' telephone information, but only probably 4 will pick up. So, but they sell off of, I know 500 coaches. I got 500 contacts, but none of those contacts are picking up if they call. So, like,
and I think that's the value add of what iBall and you guys in your circle are into this area is if you work with a kid or a kid says, hey, I need a little help, they're going to answer the call if iBall calls.
Facts.
True.
Facts. Right. And
resumes matter.
And these kids nowadays don't understand, even if you're social, like I was mentioning before you came in, your social media is your digital resume. I understand everybody isn't for social media, but if someone says,
I'll even take it a little bit. It's your first impression.
Yep.
It's the handshake when you walk in the door now.
Yep. How many? I'm gonna ask you this: how many people do you see on social media that you've never met, and you see them in person, and you feel like you could have a conversation like you know them already? Right? Like, man,
sometimes yes, sometimes no.
right. I see them on social media all the time. I see them on that's so and so, right? Like, what's up, man? We might even had conversation back and forth on social media, but never met, right? Like that happens all the time. So if a coach can go to your social media and see it and see how you do, see how you move, that might be their first impression of you.
First impression.
Right?
Exactly.
So even after the handshake and after the meeting, that might not be your first impression. They might come into the door already with a preconceived notion of who you are. But here's the catch-22 to that, right? Here's the catch-22, in my opinion. If you don't have that, there is never the initial meeting.
Right.
They can't
That's
find you if you don't have that. So how you conduct yourself on there means everything. And it is a must-have in today's recruiting process.
And that should be an iBall class. How to set up your social media.
Oh, Lance, don't give them all the game, man. Course is coming soon, man. The iBall course is coming soon. How to set up your social media to be recruited, man. That's what we go do right there from iBall. And my guy Lance,
but one of the
connect.
things that I want to tell the young athletes that you guys have listening and work with is they need to understand the importance of your circle. We were talking about the resume. You need people that you with and have contact with on a daily basis that can go to bat for you.
Mm-hmm.
Those are hugely important these days. And so young men, young women, whoever you may be playing these days, if you don't have somebody, pick up the call iBall. They will connect you with, I guarantee you, even if you're not a hooper, they know people in Montgomery that do football or whatever it might be.
Right.
You got to have people in your circle that can make things happen for you.
And man, you're preaching such great stuff right now, because it's a saying we got, and we say it all the time. You need to have your name spoken in rooms that you're not in. And you got to have somebody in the room that's willing to say your name. And I'm so glad you said that, Lance, because they don't understand. We get calls all the time about, hey, this kid or this kid, can this kid play on my level? And every call we get is not the high major Division I level, right? We get low major junior college calls. We get D3 calls. We get D2 calls. We get calls from all NAIA schools are always looking for kids. Hey, man, who can I go out there and get that's going to slip through the cracks that may be a D1 talent that's not going? Can I get him? That happens all the time. And here's the thing. You need to be in connection, because it might be a situation where it's somebody that is not that very good, but is a next level player that somebody's thinking about recruiting. They might pick up the phone and say, hey, I like this kid. Man, if you like him, you should like this person. But if you hadn't gotten your circle together to where that can happen for you, it's probably not going to happen if you're not one of those guys that is an upper echelon guy that's going to be an automatic next level player.
No. It's like today I had a call from a coach from Kansas. He said, hey, I just landed in Detroit. I got an hour to talk about some kids. Who do we have a conversation about? He shot me a text message. These things are real.
That's so
and
real.
So if you're working with the right people, like you said, your name gets mentioned in that conversation.
And sometimes that's all you need to get you over the hump to the next level. That's all you need. That's all.
Because the relationships that Derek, Brian, so on and so forth in the iBall circle have had for years, there's trust there. So if we mention somebody's name, you on the map.
Period. Lance, it's Breezy, you know I'm struggling with talking about the conversation. I had an hour-long conversation today, right?
You did.
With a prominent person in the basketball world in the state of Alabama. And dog, I put guys on.
You did.
I put on about 10 guys today. Literally put them all the way on, and I have a connection to 0 of them. But I'm gonna tell you the connection that I do have through social media. Through social media
And the love of basketball.
and the love of basketball,
Love of the game.
we have a connection. So they've done their due diligence to reach out to iBall, to have a connection with us, to build a relationship. So now when I got the call today and he was like, put me on the names, I said those names, right? It didn't have to. So the circle, it's real easy in what we do for a kid to be able to pick up the phone or hit the DM and be like, hey, I'm rocking. I need help. Can y'all help me? But when you send me that,
So since we're educating tonight, Derek, who would you say, let's say a sophomore or junior kid in high school, who would you say people he needs to have in a circle?
You say that one more time.
Define that for him.
Say that one more time.
So if a kid is listening right now, that's a junior, sophomore, freshman in high school, and he doesn't currently have a circle, maybe doesn't know what that means. Is that a trainer? Is that an AAU coach? Is that a high school coach? Is that somebody like a different organization like an iBall? Whatever. Define what that circle may look like. Who are those people?
And that varies, right? And if there's a freshman, sophomore, or junior out there who doesn't have what we call motion, that needs help for it, first and foremost, to get a circle, you have to put in the work.
You got to do that.
Right? Like you got to have what we call skin in the game, right? You've went in the gym, you've put in the work. You have some kind of digital footprint, right? Some kind of way when you call me and say, hey, coach, can you help me? I'd be like, okay, cool. What we got? Let me see what I'm working with. If I say, hey, send me your mixtapes or send me some game film so I can go through it, and you hit me with, oh, coach, I don't have game film. Well, how am I supposed to help? How am I supposed to pick up a phone and call a coach and say, coach, this is a kid you need to recruit? For one, I haven't seen. And two, when I tell them about it, they can't go see you. So you're not getting a circle if you hadn't put your digital footprint together. So if you're looking for one, first and foremost, put the work in and put your skin in the game. Get your mixtapes done. Get your game film from your coaches that you get every game. Put that stuff together, package it up, and have it where it can be sent out digitally at the drop of a dime. That's what it should look like first and foremost. Then once somebody does take you on, it goes right back to rule number one. Put the work in.
There it is.
It is.
Put that work in, man. Put the work in and put your skin in the game. Put your skin in the game. Do the work up front, man. And when you come and you got something for us to see, now we can evaluate you and now we can go help you. Because once I call a coach, they're gonna be like, hey, Lance, what the first coach gonna ask? What's the first thing a coach is gonna ask for when you mention a kid's name?
Well, most of the time nowadays is, what's his character like?
What he's like, right?
And that's the one I get a whole lot. What's he like?
And once he finds that out, he's gonna be like, all right, man, send me the tape. Send me the tape. Send me the film. If you're saying this kid can play for me, send me the film. Let me see him. Because 9 times out of 10, they hadn't seen you. And what we say all the time, Breezy, they not coming to your little podunk country gym to watch you play. During the basketball season, because you gotta understand, college coaches are in season when you're in season. So they don't have a lot of time to get out there and recruit. So they're not going to be out there recruiting. No. So you better have your digital footprint together where they can find you.
They can find you from afar.
From afar, man. From afar. But yeah, man, that's it, man. What else you got for us tonight, Lance?
That's really all I wanted to touch on was you guys hit that word resume, and I was, man, you better check the resume of your circle.
You better check the resume of your circle, because if the resume of your circle ain't put together the right way, man, you got problems. That's deep, man.
That's it.
Hey, man, and listen, and we work for the whole state, Lance. Tell them so. If iBall is wide open, that's all you got to do is, if you're in the Huntsville area, hit Lance. He gonna hit us, and it's all good. And if you're in our area, y'all better get rid of us. You better get with us. But appreciate it, Lance, man. Of course, man. We'll 65 do it again.
Runs north and south, don't it?
Hey, it run both ways, baby.
There it is.
There it is, man. Appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you, Lance.
There he is, man. I got Lance Gilbert, man. our resident caller, man, calls in, man. He push y'all on game, man.
He be having a lot of good information.
Man, cause
everything that come out of his mouth would be good.
Hey, listen, because we deal with great people. Y'all see, y'all probably see by now. Yeah, we work together. That's our guy, right? We spreading across this whole thing, and y'all see how our conglomerate works, right? If y'all ain't messing with iBall yet, man, y'all tripping. Y'all don't want to do nothing if you ain't doing it with us.
They gonna get left behind.
They gonna get left behind, man. So I will say this. I want to get to these names in the class of 2026. I do want to get to that because I said I would, and I'm going to. So with that being said, Breeze, let's go through a couple of these names, all right? And the first name that's on here, I had an extensive conversation about this kid today. And for all y'all that know, I'm in love with him. Y'all know it, bro. Like he is shooting up the boards for me, man. Like the iBall lottery, TDB lottery rankings, with the new constructed class 2026 rankings, dog. I'm not gonna say where I think he is, but I'm gonna tell you where I think he is. He top 3.
Oh,
I'm feeling that way, dog.
Okay, hey.
Top 5 for a fact.
Top 5 for sure.
For sure. Like he a top 5 lock.
Right.
But I'm feeling real top 3-ish right now, Breeze.
Hey, you can do that.
Because like his stock is rising. And that's Diggy Coleman.
You can do that. Diggy at 3?
He in the top 3. I'm gonna tell you, I got Clyde Walters number 1. Like that's not even a question. Clyde Walters right now with Caleb Holt leaving the state. Clyde Walters is the number 1 player in the state of Alabama, hands down. Class of 2026. Yes,
yeah.
Easy
for sure.
Easy. Like he is the next level talent that's in that class.
Gotcha.
High major, super high major, and should I just tell him everything, Breezy?
I don't know about everything.
Hold some of, because we had a conversation today, right? This is another conversation outside of the conversation that they had a conversation. Okay,
a little bit, yeah.
We might have got. We might have. No, you know.
Like I was halfway though.
No, here's the thing. You know about this part though. We might have got breaking news about, because we asking questions right now, and like, oh, let me say this: if y'all get a DM from us, answer it.
Please.
If you don't answer it, that's not a good look. That's all I'm saying. If you get a DM from us, answer it. Because if you don't answer it, yes, from iBall Radio or Breezy 387. If you get a DM from one of us asking you to do something, you might want to do it. Or at least if you don't want to do it, respond and say, hey, I don't want to do it. We good with that. But if you don't, if you don't respond, if I see you saw it and you don't respond, it's not a good look.
Trying to open up doors.
Trying to open up some doors for you, because if we are DMing you and reaching out to you and sending you this, meaning it's something we're trying to do for you. It's not for naught if we sending it to you, right? So that's one thing. So I'm gonna get back to this. We're asking questions right now, and we got some answers back today. And one of the answers was it only had like 1 school on there.
Oh, I know what you got. I know.
It only had 1, so I was confused.
Yeah,
right. I'm like, hey, bro, like, what's the others? Right. Like, give me the whole list, not just your number 1. Give me your whole list.
Because it looked funny,
bro. I ain't got no list yet.
Yeah,
and
you just got 1.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
That, like, I want to say it so bad. Listen,
it'll cause too much.
It would.
Yeah,
it would cause too much of a stir, because it would look as if that's it.
Yeah, right. It would look the wrong way.
It would look the wrong way.
Yeah, it might be the right way, but it'll look the wrong way.
Right. And I don't want to make it like I'm putting it out there like that such.
Right.
Because I hadn't got confirmation if it is.
Exactly.
Now, I asked the question, I still hadn't got the response.
Right. So
with the lack of response, I'm taking that as if
still an answer.
So, like, hey, listen, me and you were sitting there today like, what?
Oh, okay.
This how we have?
That's what we doing?
Is this what we doing? Oh, so we'll get back to that. So I would say Diggy Coleman is a top 5 player. He's looking real top 3. So like I say, I think Clyde Walters is the de facto easy number 1 pick. And Jalen Alexander out of Oxford. I feel as if Jalen's number 2.
All right.
Right? Diggy's creeping up on him, in my opinion, dog.
Okay.
Like he has had a summer. Diggy Coleman has had a summer. And he is one of our most viral videos on Instagram.
Right.
His video has like one of the top amounts of views on our Instagram page.
Right.
Like he has like he in the top 3 or 4 of shared content of our videos on Instagram.
Let's go dig it.
You know, so his popularity is through the roof.
Right.
And his popularity with college coaches and Division I programs is through the roof. I'm sitting here telling you, Breezy, I'm willing to say this right now. I believe Diggy Coleman's a high major Division I talent.
Okay.
I remember after the Alabama State elite camp this summer, me and Chill Will sat right here on this live, and Chill Will said he thinks for sure he's a mid-major right now today.
All right.
I think as his progression goes up over this junior year into his 17U AAU team, and if he chooses right on his AAU program, 17U AAU season going into his senior year, I think he turns into a high major talent.
Okay, we're gonna see.
I really truly believe. I think Diggy Coleman is that good. Yeah. Somebody said RJ Hooper. Not familiar with RJ Hooper. And they didn't send his @ So if y'all know RJ Hooper, send me some film. Send me a
Hooper's his last name?
Yeah, H Hopper, RJ Hopper, HO.
It just sounded too good.
Like, yeah, no, I think it's Hopper because I might have said it wrong. I might have wanted it to be Hooper. Yeah. Dyslexic. RJ Hopper, HOPPER. That's Hopper. Hopper. Yeah, that's Hop. Hoop is 2. That's right. I can't read, y'all. I don't give a damn. So listen, RJ Hopper. If you know RJ Hopper, send me his @ send me some film, right?
Adam Hops.
Slate Gilbert. Now at Winfield High School, home of Bart Heitch, home of what's my kid that just came out of there that just signed with UAB. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The guard that he went JUCO. He just played at South Plains last year. Jabari McGee.
Oh, Jabari
McGee, home of Jabari McGee and home of Bart Heitch. Winfield High School, Slate Gilbert. I'm a tad bit familiar with Slate. I've seen some of Slate. He can play, right?
All right.
And he can shoot it. And I'm gonna tell you what I like most about Slate: his athleticism, right? He is super athletic for I didn't know he was 2026, right? I hope this is correct. I got to go do my I see who it came from. Yeah, it's correct. Right. So I've seen Slate. Slate can play up there in Winfield High School. He's one that needs to be definitely on the radar. Right. I want to see more of him. I want to see. I'm gonna watch Winfield a little bit. Hopefully, might be able to pull up for a game or catch them somewhere this summer. Of course, we're gonna do a live, and we probably gonna pull up a game on NFHS and watch it together. So we'll be able to catch some of Slate games this year. That's right, y'all just heard, man. On Tuesdays, y'all will be able to tap in with the iBall Radio Live right here, and it'll be exclusively on iBallRadio.com. It will be exclusively on iBallRadio.com. You'll be able to sit back, tap in, and watch some games with us, man, as we break down players and watch them go through the season on our Tuesday night lives. So that's neither here nor there. But if you got RJ Hopper, Slate Gilbert, I like Slate. Right?
Okay. Yeah,
Bouncy.
Bet.
Tillman Clements at Trinity. Tillman played for us a couple years ago, right? He played for Guard Your Man a couple seasons ago, right? And I like Tillman's game. Tillman got a lot of flash in his game, dog. Like, he got a lot of swag in his game.
Okay.
Like, and I hate saying this, and because Chill Will hated it too, but because people tried to do it to him.
Right.
Tried to get him to turn that swag down a little bit.
Right.
If we could get Tillman to turn that swag down just a little bit and harness some of that energy, he'll be a really good player.
Okay.
I agree with that. He'll be a really good player.
I understand.
So next, Ahmad Billings. No @ If you know Ahmad Billings, send us his @ send us his tape. And y'all can send all this to iBallRadio@gmail.com. If you want to send any film, any tape, you can hit us in the DM, of course. Send us the link in the DM, and you can go to iBallRadio@gmail.com and send us that information. But I will tell you this, coming up very, very soon, Breezy, what we got to tell them, iBallRadio.com, you will be able to go fill out your player card. Go fill out your player card. It will be for free. Go fill out your player card for free. You will be able to go fill it out, and we will get all of your information. You'll be able to add your links to all of your highlights, your huddle page, your YouTube, wherever you house your links, you will be able to put that up. You will also be able to add all of your social media. So I'm getting off a little bit, but I will tell you this. If you need to send it in right now, if you need to send your game film right now, iBallRadio@gmail.com. Ahmad Billings, if you know Ahmad Billings, send us his ad, send us some tape. Caden Ricks from Austin High School in the Huntsville area, 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", long guy. Now, when he first jumped on our radar, we had him ranked number 11 in the last 2026 iBall TDB lottery rankings, right? So he's a guy who's already been in the lottery rankings. Really good player. When he first stepped onto the scene, he was really long. He was already 6'5", 6'6" when he jumped on our scene.
Okay. Yeah.
So he might be a little closer to 6'7" now, hopefully. We had him touted as a big because he was big, young.
Right.
But he's turning out to be a wing.
Okay.
And even though he is a wing, I really admired his ability to rebound the basketball and block shots and challenge shots around the rim, right? As his level goes up and he gets older, I don't want him to lose that portion of his game working on trying to step out, right? What I always tell people, Breezy, like whatever it is that you do really well,
right?
Should you work on that and do that really well,
really
right?
Well.
Be able to do other things, but what it is that who you are and what you do, make sure you do that well, right? So I like Caden Ricks over at Austin, man. So he's one that's already on the radar.
Already on the radar.
And here it is again, another guy, Diggy Coleman, right? They back on Diggy Coleman.
Back on Diggy.
Brady Wadsworth and Aiden Williams, right? We know about the Wadsworth twins. Tucker, y'all already know Tucker's a top 5 guy in the state. I'm damn near giving y'all the 2026 lottery rankings right now. But yeah, Tucker Wadsworth is a top 5 guy in the state right now. Also, Brady Wadsworth is his twin brother. Brady's a big bruiser guy, right? Like really, really, really don't mind getting his hands dirty. He's gonna pick up all the rebounds around the rim. He can score it around the rim. He's a lot more skilled than people give him credit for due to the nature of his game, right? The way he plays, people really don't look at. He remind me of a Mark Madsen type, right? Mark Madsen played in the NBA and got championships,
right? So
don't think a Mark Madsen type is a diss. A Mark Madsen type get paid, right?
Exactly.
So I would say he reminds you of one of those Mark Madsen type. He's gonna get in there and do all the dirty work. He's gonna help you win a lot of basketball games. That's what he's gonna help you do. And every coach in America wants somebody who's gonna help him win basketball games, because that is the end goal for everything, is win some basketball games. Right. So Aiden Williams, I'm gonna have to tap into Aiden Williams. I'm thinking he plays over at Enterprise also. So somebody send me that tape, send me that at, so we can get familiar. Thomas Tubbs, Trace Tubbs at Clay Chalkville. Send us over. They didn't put the ad in there either. Now, I'm gonna have to put you on something right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
If this is the name, this might be the coldest name in state of Alabama when it comes to basketball, bro.
All right.
The name says Legend Martin.
Legend Martin.
Legend Martin. That's a dope name, cuz.
Legend Martin.
Hey, he better be cold.
Hey.
Hey, you know you like Legend, cuz you gotta be cold.
Gotta be cold.
So listen, I'm tapping in to find out who Legend Martin is, just because the name Legend Martin. Right. So all these names, I'm telling you, all these names, bro. Me and Breeze are gonna be doing all our research on these tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if you sent us these names, bro, and I'm not finna go through all of them because it's like 100.
It's a lot of names.
It's like 100 and something. So I'm not finna go through all of them. But I will say, we will, me and Breezy, these two guys you see on the screen, we will eventually go through all these names.
Yeah, real work.
But we did some work today, and that's the reason I went off on my tirade just a minute ago.
Right.
Is because I went to some of these pages, and I'm like, bro, they got 1 picture, 2 pictures, 3 pictures, and none of them are basketball.
Oh, we got a comment.
We got models, right? And read the comment to me while I'm running off.
Shout out to Tony Cook.
What up, T Cook? That's my bro. What up?
Just saying, watch out for Hawthorne. Oh, what is this? A high school?
I don't see it.
Coleman.
Nah, it's like what? It's like Caden something, don't it?
No, I don't say.
It's like what? Just read it all the way through, bro.
Watch out for Corian Hawthorne Coleman.
Oh, at Coleman.
That's a school.
Coleman. Is that what it say? I can't.
Yeah,
see.
it say Coleman.
Yeah, that's it.
From Williamson.
Okay, at Coleman. Okay, what's the name again? Cause you
know I gotta stutter.
No. Hey, now you was scared of that name from the beginning.
I don't want to say it again. I still don't want to say it. I got nervous.
Yeah, you got nervous. Hey man, my fault, T Cook. We go. Hey, Breezy fucked your boy up, man. And with your mic off, turn your mic on. You're a professional. No. There you go.
Dang, boy, I'm having a hard time.
Hey, y'all done got Breezy nervous over there.
That's his full name.
That's his full name. Is Corian
Hawthorne.
From Coleman. All right, man. We putting that on the list, man. And who else? Got another one from Williamson?
Yeah, he from Williamson.
Oh, down there in the Mobile area.
That's what he say.
Yeah, like listen, Williamson got the kid, the 26869 kids down there that we talked about a little bit, maybe a couple weeks ago. The Johnson kid down there, the big left-hand kid down there at Williamson. We saw at the Alabama State Elite Camp. We're real high on him. So Corian Hawthorne from Coleman.
Yeah, just take out Hawthorne. It's just Coleman's his last name.
Oh, Coleman's his last name. Oh, Coleman.
Coleman, yeah. Like
I can't see the screen, y'all. Breeze is killing me right now.
How you can't see the screen?
Nah, I can't see that far. There you go. Corian Coleman. Okay, there we go. Corian Coleman. He on the list, man. Send us some what we gotta say. Send us some film, man. Send us a link
to the email.
Yeah, send us a link, man. You can send us a link to the DM, send us a link to the email. But y'all be able to go fill out your player card very, very soon on iBallRadio.com, man. Any more questions over there right now, Breezy? Any more questions or comments or names they putting us on? I might be able to go through 1 or 2 more of these, man. I ain't finna go through too many. It's a lot.
Nah, it's the same name.
It's a lot of these joints. Somebody says Colton Horton. They got his @ so I'm gonna go check out that @ the official Bull Bowler. Is that the name?
Bull Bowler?
Is Bull Bowler the name? Because a Bull Bowler is the name, bro. He messing with Legend, Martin.
Legend and Bull.
Legend and Bull? That's the names? Sheesh. There's some fine names out there right now. If this kid's name is Bull Bowler, say he averaged 20 points a game. I don't know what school. They didn't put what school.
20 points a
but
game.
They did put his @ on here. So
Drake.
Oh, that's who it is. Oh, has Drake been in that whole time?
I just not seen him.
Oh, okay. So he just popped it in the background.
Yeah.
Bull Bowler. I need somebody to call and tell me, man, is Bull Bowler the real name, dog? I feel like I'm getting punked right now. Like,
hey,
if that's a real name, dog, they say average 20 points a game. If you average 20 points a game, your name Bull Bowler.
Go ahead and bring Drake.
Yeah, bring Drake on, man. We ready? Oh, you see, that's what I'm talking about. You ask and you shall receive. We are links. Drake, what it is, my boy?
You good, man? Bull Bowler, that's his name, bro.
That's his name, dog.
Yeah, man. That's what all my stuff that he fills out. That's what he put us on there.
Hey, man, I love that. That's a hard name. Legend Martin and Bull Bowler. Hey, now I'm gonna tell you like this: the player cards will be available real soon on iBallRadio.com. So make sure you go fill that out very soon. So Drake, holla at me. What we got, man? Tell me what's going on in the world of Terry Drake, man. Y'all, and before you do that, man, y'all already know it. No introduction is needed, but this our guy, Terry Drake, iBall TDB, in the building right now, man, about to put us on what's going on in the state of Alabama from the world of Terry Drake. So put us on, man. What you got, man? What's been going on in your world?
Man, just nothing's really going on other than, getting ready for the season, man. And the I guess you could say, man, the parity that's going to be out there, or the lack of, what I'm saying? Like, we're going to, it's going to be a real interesting, a lot of guys have departed, like when I talked earlier. It's going to be a tough sledding for, some of the classes just, have been diminished. You know, like you said earlier, top heavy. So when you talk about the 25 to 26s, once you get past those top heavy, you know, lottery rankings that we have, it's kind of like a straight line type thing.
Facts.
But you know, when we start looking at that, you know, 27, 28 class, you know, we start seeing, you know, some guys that hopefully we can keep in state. They're already, you know, getting offers and, you know, solicitations from other states to you know, make, you know, the jump ship. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's about to be people are in here picking like they picking cherries off a cherry tree. Like
Yeah.
they come in here right now and it's open season. It's a free market, right? Like, and we trying to lock down the borders. We trying to Donald Trump this thing, but it's kind of tough right now, right?
It is, so.
And it's taking time, but we doing it. But I agree with you. It's a little quiet on the front. It's a lot going on the recruiting front. I will say that a lot of visits, a lot of signings, commitments, offers are going out right now. This is prime time season for that. So we've had a lot of those in the news cycle. But like you say, in the state of Alabama, when it really comes down to it, it has been kind of quiet. And like I said, me and you talked about it earlier today about some of the guys that are in the class. Now, it's a kid. We just got done talking about Diggy Coleman, and we talked about how his name is really starting to catch a buzz throughout the state. And I in my opinion, I think he's going to be garnering some high major interest here coming up in the summer, because I know some people here in the state who are extremely high on him, right? But another kid is somebody I hadn't seen, and I want to say me and you talked about him at one point, and you told me he might have had an injury this summer, and that's Gage Mayfield, because like we hadn't seen him much since we saw him at the iBall TDB camp last year.
You know, so we had that conversation in regards to Gage. You know, when he came to camp, he was, you know, we thought that he was, you know, a lot of potential, a lot of promise with his athleticism, his size, ability to impact both ends of the floor. He's just, what happened from last time we talked earlier in the summer when they was doing the play dates, he was off playing football. He was off playing football. So it's just a wonder, you know, coming off, you know, I think they said that he was coming off some type of injury playing football, but it was like, and this is just from, you know, what they were saying at the event. I think we were actually at Hoover. It was at Hoover, and we saw his team participate in that. So,
right.
You know, he hasn't, from what we saw at camp and to where he is right now, and little or no motion from what we're hearing on the basketball side, it has been a little surprising because he has all the physical tools.
Right. And he had a really good year last year, and you saw his exponential growth from the time he came to camp. The first time he came to camp to the second time he came to camp, it was a really big difference. And then he had a big year with Hale County this past basketball season. So, right, his name is a name that is floating around with a lot of people who are looking for big, because outside of him and the Sheffield kid at Hoover, it's not a whole bunch of size in the state in the class of 26, right? From top to bottom. And that's why we're telling people to put us on, because we might be missing somebody, right? And I just don't know where the top level size is throughout the state. And he is one of those guys that, due to it being a lack of that, could really probably benefit from it and really get some looks and some offers that that other guys would probably get if you had more talent in the state. But so
once you get past the Miller Moody's, the Jackson Sheffields, you know, we don't even put, you know, Dwayne in this conversation, but once you get past those guys, it really it's tough pickings out there to find, you know, okay, where's big, you know, where are the bigs? So even as I go through my mind through, you know, the names, the teams outside of what, you know, Coach Swears has up there at Huntsville, you know, you look at the North Alabama, the Buckhorns, the you know, the Grissams, the James Clemens, nothing comes to mind. You look in Birmingham, Fairfield, you know, Ramsey, you know, they have a big kid over there, but you know, we know that's going to be a guard oriented team this year. You know, Pinson Valley guard oriented. Huffman, they do have one kid over there that's around about 6'6". I can't remember his name right off. He's been playing pretty good basketball, developing, trying to stretch out a little bit to the perimeter, because you think about his size. I think he's around about 6'6", but he needs to stretch out to the perimeter for the next level. So they're working him out a little bit more. So when you talk about just big size outside of, once again, Miller Moody up there at Jasper, and you know,
I was put onto a kid in Fairhope. I got a kid down in Fairhope, about 6'6", 6'7", and I think he's in that 2026 class. His name is slipping my mind right now. I got it wrote down at the house, but I was put on him today. Say he's supposed to be pretty good, about 6'6", 6'7", a banger, right? So I'll get that name for you and I'll put it out there on social media, or we'll talk about it on Tuesday. But yeah, like it's just a lack of size in the state right now.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, coming up, you know what I'm saying, you look at those sophomores and freshmen, there's nothing really just popping out unless they have some growth spurts over the next couple of years. So once again, Alabama's kind of like, you know, guard led state. You know, it's just, that's just where we're at right now. You know, there's several different, you know, I think that I want to make sure that we are aware of some of the events that are coming up. You know what I'm saying? We got the park crossing, and I know we're talking kids, but we're talking, you know, as we move forward, you know, you and I will be at the park crossing event. It's just this an annual event that we do, you know, starting off the season. That City of Jasper tournament, Christmas tournament, is steadily becoming one of the top premier events in the nation.
Is it top? It's before Christmas?
It is before Christmas.
Okay, yeah, because
you know, they're not going to compete with the Huntsville City, you know, Huntsville Classic. They're not going to compete with that. But let me just kind of give you a heads up of these teams that are on here, because it's going to be a loaded field. It's loaded. You have Green. I mean, these are just out of the state teams coming. Green Forest Prep out of Decatur, Georgia. Springdale Prep out of Maryland. Cordova out of Memphis, Tennessee. All these are big top teams in their states. Jonesboro out of Georgia, Camden County out of Georgia, Dutchtown out of Georgia, Bartow out of Bartow, Florida, Luzerne Collegiate out of Memphis, Tennessee, who always, you know, carries.
All these going to be in Jasper, Alabama?
In Jasper, Alabama, and then you got Bartlett, Memphis.
Yeah, Bartlett's really good.
Memphis. Yeah, so all these teams about to be loading out now. These are the in-state teams. Hoover, Enterprise, Buckhorn, Central Phoenix City, Pinson Valley, Huffman, Coleman, Northridge, and Jasper.
Sheesh. Hey, Josh, hey man, we need a section, bro. Like, what's the dates on that tournament?
Man, it is, let's see what we got here. It is the 20th through the 21st, a Friday and a Saturday.
Oh, so it's a 2-day event. 2-day
event that just is loaded. Like every team plays twice, you know, plays once, you know, so it's just like a showcase format, but some major top kids in the, you know, top 100, top 60 that'll be in attendance. It's going to be loaded. Outside of that, you know, I'm just thinking about what else we have coming on. You know, I know we have the Caleb Hope Classic, not the Caleb Hope, but the over at Pinson Valley with Caleb's
and
White's class is going to take place. Barbara has a loaded field with that. So, you know, we'll definitely be in attendance to that. You know, they're supporting that initiative and what they have going on. So it you know, that event, I think the park crossing, just to tip off that's always there. Pinson Valley, you know, Kayla White's event, then at Jasper. I mean, those are going to be the top events, you know, of the season. Then, you know, we got Huntsville City, Huntsville Classic.
The Huntsville Classic, or the AKA the City Times, goes without mentioning.
Yeah. So, you know, then Oxford, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who they're going to have at their event this year.
And Two Hoops in Huntsville also is pretty.
They're going to do it this year?
I think so. I think so. I don't see why they wouldn't.
Okay.
Staple. And I think Bragging Rights is back this year.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
Where's it
Bragg
gonna be at? Is it gonna be in Huntsville?
It's gonna be in Huntsville. It's gonna be in Huntsville. I got somebody sent it to me. I got the
It
date on it.
is.
We'll talk about that as time goes on and we really tap in. But yeah, bragging rights will be back this year, so that's gonna be a interesting event, right? Because that's more of like the showcase event, like the 2-day event, like they
Yeah.
have it in like you just mentioned. So like we're gonna be in all those spots. Like this keep it real. We're gonna be at all those spots checking out guys. So I really believe right now, with this period that we're in, the recruiting period and all of that, I really believe like it's a lot of people that are doing a lot of work right now. And I'm gonna say it like this: if you are an organization and you aren't putting together your 26 and 27 teams right now, or you're doing yourself a disservice, right? You're doing yourself a disservice. And I really want to encourage guys to choose a situation because I spoke with a kid today, Drake, and I'm not even gonna say his name.
Yeah.
But we got an article coming out on him as soon as the
Website goes.
launches.
I just got Clay Chalksville scheduled too, so he just shoot a
Okay.
shot to me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was talking to this kid and I asked him about his AAU experience this summer, and he was very candid, right? And he was not particularly satisfied. Now, it wasn't that he blamed the organization at all, right? He didn't blame the organization at all. However, he did explain his situation. And in him explaining that situation, it lets you know that here's where I'm going with it. Have some loyalty. Like if you get with a program, stay with that program because coaches like consistency, right? If they hear you play for a certain program and they want to come watch you play, they might just follow that program wherever they go throughout the summer. They might come watch you multiple times, right? But if you're popping up here and there and they can't follow you, they don't know where you are, it's an issue.
I seen one kid play. I seen one kid at Puma, Under Armour, and EYBL.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Wow. Come on, man. Like
Yeah.
that's not a good look.
Yeah.
It's not a good look, man. So with that being said, and I know I got off, if you're not doing your work right now as an organization to put your team together and put the guys that you are bringing in to your organization, to your program, if you're not putting them at the forefront, you got problems, dog. And you're gonna have problems because I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. I know some folks who out there working right now.
Hey, one program they have something going on this weekend. Bringing in quite a few, trying to merge some programs. I think it's that 2028 class, 2028 class. They got something coming on, going on this week where they're trying to merge some things going on. And if they get this thing going, it's gonna be pretty nice.
And listen, I know of another AAU program that has something going on this weekend also. Like major. But here's the thing, it's not something that's being announced, right? And that's another thing that we talk about. Like you want your names, you need your name mentioned in rooms that you're not in.
Yeah.
Right. These type of things are going down right now, but a lot of people aren't privy to them because guess what? They're invite only.
Yeah.
Right. Like we might reach out, and even if it's an invite, don't mean that's somebody who's on the team. It's somebody we're interested in. They're only bringing in interest. So if a AAU program is working in September, if they're working in September for their next year's roster for AAU season, and they're bringing guys in to work them out and to see them, and you're not on that list, what does that tell you?
Yeah.
You're not as highly thought of as you think you are.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, the one that I'm talking about, they got major kids coming in from out of state this weekend.
I think we're talking about, we talking No, we talk about two separate things.
Okay.
Because the one I'm talking about is crossing the state line to go see it. So
Okay.
you got to travel to them.
All right. So this one, they got the ones coming here.
Mm.
This week, the ones I'm talking about has coming here this weekend, and the names that they mentioned, like if they can pull this thing together, they'll be in competing at a national level on that with that age group.
That's big time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they got that. Well, also just that schedule of Oxford. Oxford has the one that Oxford has. Has Dolton coming, Vestavia Hills, Pinson Valley. Pinson Valley is going to play Central Phoenix City on December 13th at
Pinson.
this. Yeah,
Pinson. Hey, Pinson Valley and Central Phoenix City and Huntsville High, and there's a couple other teams, but I know those three off top are ducking no smoke,
none whatsoever. Then they got Hale County. That we just got through talking about Gage now. They got Hale County there. Then they have Hale County will be playing Oxford. They got Fairfield there. Fairfield will be playing Hale County. Shays Valley is going to play Jacksonville.
What's Hale County? Is Hale County, what are they, 4A?
They're 4A, I think.
That could be a state championship preview.
If
Hale County is 4A.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Somebody might be able to tell us in the chat what classification Hale County is in.
Shays Valley, because especially with the new situations they got going on.
Yeah.
Shays Valley has Jacksonville. Alexander plays Central Phoenix City. Dolton plays Milton out of Florida. And Hiram, Georgia plays Darlington, Georgia. And then Oxford plays Bob Jones.
They got some big time talent in there. Bob Jones, Pinson Valley, Central Phoenix City. Like that's some top level talent that some guys who have already made decisions and committed to Division I programs. A lot of that is going down, and that's gonna be. Listen, Oxford's gonna have a good event also, man. And that's a beautiful thing, bro. Look at all the good high level basketball that we're getting in the state of Alabama. And Drake, I talked about this on the last live, bro. How Prep Hoops dropped their rankings for the class of 2026. Their state rankings, Georgia state rankings for the class of 2026. They got Caleb Holt 1 and Coben Landrew 3. So my whole point is,
before you get to your point, like, wasn't that what was in the lottery?
Here's the thing I'm saying, telling them, Drake, y'all keep running over to Atlanta and to Georgia to try to get yourself put on, and you're running over there thinking that's where it is, when we're showing you the best talent is right here in the state of Alabama. Because when two of our guys who are the top players in the state go to your state, they become the top players in your state.
Yeah.
What does that tell you about the kids who are hooping here in the state? Ladarius Gavan moved to Virginia. I hadn't seen Virginia's state rankings for the class of 2026, but I guarantee Ladarius Gavan is in the top 3.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and pull it up now.
I knew you could.
Let's see what we got here. Just give me 1 second.
I knew you could. I knew you could, there, boy. I knew you could. So yeah, like our top talent is the top talent wherever they go. Wherever they go.
There's a couple more kids up here while Drake doing that.
Oh man, yeah. Go ahead and
Deshaun
Hall.
Nah, Deshaun is
put it on the screen.
Just say
So they haven't updated theirs yet.
They hadn't updated theirs.
You got Julian Plaza.
Read that for me. I can't.
You got Julian Plaza.
Julian Plaza. I don't know what that means. Who is that?
No, it's a kid. A kid that in the class of 26 that we ain't talking about.
Okay. I see that's a long comment. What that comment say?
No, he was just saying he a top 26 kid that y'all aren't talking about. Julian Plaza, and he give his Instagram information.
There it is, man. We'll lock that in. Appreciate that information. Julian Plaza.
Best pure Foghorn State playing at Parker. Put that back up. Playing at Parker. First time playing in Alabama. So let me just say that to LaDarren Smith. Coach over there, Antonio Walls, puts me on to all those players at Parker. He hasn't said anything to me in regards to Julian, yes, but I will reach out to Coach Walls and see what he says about Julian.
Cool. I asked Breezer to read that. He was like, Julian Wall. He ain't read none of the stuff Drake just said. He didn't tell me the school. He had like none of that in there. Like, hey, no, Drake, before you came on, Breezer was reading the comment and he got nervous on it. He got stuck. He don't want to read no more comments.
Yeah,
I don't want to read no more out loud, Drake.
Deshaun Morissette. Yeah, I've heard about Deshaun.
Yeah, the Morissette kid.
Yeah, the Morissette kid.
Yeah, I had a conversation about the Morissette kid today. Let me ask you, Drake. Are you familiar with him?
I'm familiar with the name, not too much. I think I have probably put ink on him one time before.
Okay.
But nothing outside of. I definitely would have to say I would need to see him again.
Right, me too. But the person I talked to today mentioned his name several times, maybe 2 or 3 times, right? And I've only seen him once. Okay. So I would need more background on it, but it's a kid that of course we're gonna put on our radar for sure.
For sure.
One more.
Okay.
Carson McKinney. Is Carson McKinney the kid at Thompson?
Yeah, big, he iBall TDB alumni.
Is that him? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, the big kid. Yeah, he just picked up an offer from Calhoun Community College. Yeah. So Coach Powell just shot him an offer just last week. Gotcha. I think that was Carson's first offer. Carson's a big kid that he's a 2-time iBall TDB, maybe 3-time iBall TDB camp participant. And we saw him when he was really young, right? And now him and Andy Alls. Y'all know I love Andy O, right? And he's a big kid that can really shoot it. I know LaDarren is putting us on to a lot of these kids. And I know they had something go on not long ago, where I think there were some kids on campus that were able to get in there and hoop with some of the guys over at Calhoun Community College. And I think Carson was one of those kids that was in the gym able to do that. And by the time that day was over, he picked up an offer.
Man, let me just say about Carson. He's not the most athletic kid or the quickest or most agile, but the kid just finds ways and knows how to score.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? Can shoot. He's a multi-level scorer. Has a real nice touch from behind the arc. But I'm very impressed with his craftiness, his scoring craftiness, and his ability to create his shots in ways that are very intriguing without having that explosiveness and that athletic explosiveness. He's a very, very, very intriguing player.
Yeah, and like I say, what do you say? Carson's a good 6'7",
big
body. Like he's a really big kid, right? We do got a question in the Instagram chat. It says, does Caleb have the same offers if he stays in Alabama? Hell yes.
Let me just so whoever asked that question, simply because of his national ranking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
he's already considered a 5-star.
Yeah. So he would
have to leave to get anything else. I think Kentucky was in to see him today. Now, I'm gonna tell you why Caleb Holt had to leave the state. It sure wasn't to get more offers, or to get bigger offers. It wasn't that; those were gonna come regardless. Yeah. He left to go get that Fear of God deal. He left to go sign with Clutch Sports, right? Like he left because his star power was too bright for the state of Alabama due to the restrictions that we got on monetization for high school players and high school athletes in the state. That's the only reason Caleb Holt left.
Yeah, and we have to understand, man, that this NIL is a force behind, a driving force behind a lot of these trends.
Oh, I'm sorry. That says it says COLB. I guess he said Kolb. I thought I looked at it wrong. I'm looking at Caleb. I thought he spelled it wrong. He said it's Colbin Landrew. Does Colbin Landrew have the same offers if he stays in the state of Alabama?
Now, somebody might. Let me just say this about Colbin, and this goes back to Colbin. And have you all talked about our guy Jacoby
Hill?
Yeah,
signing with Jacksonville State.
Yeah,
we spoke on it on Tuesday.
All right, so it goes to our conversation in regards to inner circles. Okay, it goes to the conversation in regards to inner circle. So the thing about it is, once again, you got to have people that, as we always say, D, you got to have people that's talking about you in rooms where you're not. All right. You're in a circle. Like, say, for instance, Greedy had if it not been for you and B, Greedy might not have what he has.
Facts.
Okay. So what I'm saying, I'm building up to say this, that Coben has an inner circle whose voice is very loud in the basketball community.
True.
All right. That's that. If you would have had that same voice that's on Coben's team, on Jacoby Hill's team, Jacoby would have signed at Jacksonville State. So let me just say this. If UNB was, let's just say, dealing with Greedy, Jacoby Hill, Coben, then all of them will have, offers, that high-level offers that they would not have had they not had you all as their voices. So what I'm saying is Coben would have still had those offers because he has somebody with a very, very loud mouth that that knows a lot of people and has a lot of connections.
True. That's true. And listen, he gonna be loud. He's gonna. How many times have we gotten DMs with these long messages getting the hell out because we didn't said something that they don't like that we said, or that they wanted us to put Coben in one.
That one.
They're like, y'all motherfuckers is crazy. Coben is the number one player in the state. Like
hey, and they probably over in Georgia right now sending that same text message to whoever did the rankings in Georgia.
Y'all got Coben at 3. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy.
What I don't think people understand is the nature of recruiting now. And how you need somebody, especially in high school. If you're not on that national level 4-5 star, you need somebody in your corner talking for you. And even, the process that you guys have had to go through with Greedy. Think about where he is now, and had you all not been in that inner circle pushing the way that you all have been pushing in navigating through the whole recruiting process.
Right. And like I say, man, and I guess we answered the question clearly enough, because they're like, man, answer the question. Yes. Coben would have still had the same offers. He would have had Purdue. He would have had Big Ten. He would have had ACC. He would have had SEC. Those offers still come if Coben Landrew stays in Alabama.
Yep.
Because he's that type of talent. Coben Landrew had to go to play on another level, right? Like, I still will tell you this. The basketball is still better there, right? The basketball is still better. They're still playing a better brand of basketball because of the rules. Let me just say it that way. It's because of the rules and the lack of restrictions. They are playing a better brand of basketball. They got the shot clock, even though shot clock is starting to be implemented here in the state of Alabama. It's already implemented over there, right? Yeah. They've been doing it. Right. The NIL deals, right? Their ability to monetize. All of that is better across the state line. But will he have still had the same opportunities if he stays in Alabama and stays at Thompson or transfers to another school in Alabama? Hell yes, he'll have the same, because he's just that good, right? That's a different conversation for somebody who's not as talented as a Coben.
Yeah, and whoever that is said that just answered the damn question. We's answering the damn question, right? We educate on this show. We educate. So people need to know. People need to know now. You know what I'm saying? It's just not about, being at a school or whatever situation may be.
Right.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, people need to know. If you ain't got people in your corner working for you and talking to you and talking on your behalf, you ain't gonna get certain things.
You're not. And now that's a good question from them. They asked this question. They can call in. The phone line is over 334-209-5222. You can call in and talk to me and Drake right now. They say Clyde, and me and Chill Will have had this conversation several times. Clyde Walters. If Clyde Walters transfers to Georgia, does his recruitment and national ranking? They didn't ask about the national ranking. I'm putting this in there myself. They asked about the offers, but does his offers and national ranking and national footprint go up if he is in the state of Georgia, even though he's at Penson Valley?
His national rank. Let's deal with the national ranking first.
Okay.
His national.
That's my question.
Yeah. His national ranking is going to go up just because he has somebody pushing for him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't. And once again, it's about who's working for you.
Right.
Does his offers increase? See, the thing about it is this: we talk about barbs. Not the barb doesn't deduct no smoke. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go to where Clyde can be seen.
Thanks.
So Clyde is going to be seen on a national level, and plus with the fact of how he performed at EYBL this past season,
Right.
he's on everybody's radar that he needs to be on, and that's going to be on there. He might pick up a couple of more, maybe this mid major somewhere here, but those high level teams, they're watching him. They're watching him, and Barb is going to take them to enough places, and going to put them in enough situations, and he's going to be invited again to those top 100 camps where he's going to be seen, which is going to, saying whether he's in at this point, whether he's in Alabama or Georgia, he's going to get what he's going to get.
And see, and I appreciate the questions, right? Because they're good questions. I will say that, but patience. I will say this though. We're talking about the top level talent.
Yeah.
Right. Now, if we start getting down into the meat of the lottery, right? You start asking about a kid whose opportunities are not as high. Let's say a kid like a Peanut Wiggins. Peyton Wiggins, I think he has Troy and Louisiana Tech. I think that was his.
Peyton goes to Georgia, his stocks rises.
Thank you. Right? A kid like Peyton Wiggins goes to Georgia, and he goes to play for a Grayson or a Wheeler or a McKeachin. Hell, his stock goes through the roof.
Yeah.
I really, truly believe that. Now, I'm glad we had heard the rumblings that Peanut might be transferring.
Yeah.
I'm glad we reached out to him and he hit us back and was like, nah, I ain't going nowhere. Right. Yeah. I'm saying, but is that a player that probably could have benefited from leaving and increasing his footprint? Probably so. A guy like Coben, a guy like Clyde, a guy like Caleb Holt, those guys didn't need to leave in the case of Clyde to increase their footprint because they're already considered as a top 100 guy.
Hey, On the Radar put out something today, and I really like what they did. And I would probably, I'm probably gonna steal it what he did and do it here for Alabama. But he put out, Sean put out the who's gonna be. Hold on, let me get there. He said who will be the best point guard in Georgia this high school season. And then he listed about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He listed 9 players in the graphic. Okay. I say that to say this. And this probably hit some folks. But I'm gonna tell you somebody else, if he moved to Atlanta or somewhere in Georgia, his name would have probably been in that list. That's Jay Green. That's Jay Green at Ramsey. He goes to Georgia. His name is in that list that Sean just put out as who would be the best point guard in the state this year.
I agree with you. Because like you say, our top players, if they go to Georgia or to another state, they become the top players in that state. They don't fall back behind the guys that are already there. So where our guys are able to compete for those same high-level scholarships that guys in other states are competing for. Our guys are that good, and when they do leave, you see it by where they're placed in the rankings when they have yet to even play a game in the state. Now, yes, Jay Green might benefit. Might have. I'm not saying because we don't know what his year is going to be like in Ramsey this year, because Ramsey has a chance to really, really, really do some special things. So if they're able to do that, he's going to get the recognition that he deserves. Because like we always say, you got to play in games that matter. And if they're able to play in games that matter, it's going to help his stock. But yes, he's a guy. I had an extensive conversation about him today. Also, he's a guy that is highly regarded in Georgia. When he was able to go play with the Atlanta Celtics and also play tip around with the Atlanta Express, like that was they hold him in high regard.
They love him in Georgia.
They do.
They love him in Georgia.
He fits the mold of a Georgia kid. Gritty, tough nose, hard. You know he not gonna back down from a challenge. You know he gonna always bring the smoke and he gonna always be right there. And then his skill set, right? He's a I'm gonna tell you who he reminds me of. He reminds me of like a Khalid El-Amin. A big stocky point guard that can run your show.
That's a good comparison,
right? And can score the basketball, but he's not a score first guy, right? But I think he needs to score it a little bit more this year. I'm not sure if he's going to have the opportunity to do so with Ramsey being so stacked, but he is going to need to be able to show that he can score the basketball on a consistent basis this year. But like you say, he's highly regarded in Georgia, and if he was to make that move over, I think his footprint will go up also.
Yeah. I think he's going to have the ball in his hands, talking with Coach Denton, and it's going to be his decision on whether or not how much he's going to assert himself in the scoring column.
Right.
He's going to have the opportunity to do so. We're talking about our individual players, and people are like, well, why are the teams? Why Georgia teams are ranked in the national? We don't have many teams ranked and things like that. It's because when you look at Huntsville, and they go over to Georgia and they blowing Georgia teams out because they have that system. It's once you kind of look at, there's more talent that's on teams together in Georgia than it is here. And here we might have this player here with this group. You have the Hoover that has three over there. It's real spread out here. Like and you got so much talent in Georgia, so much talent in Florida and then the prep and all that, but they're all together. You're gonna have some teams over in Georgia got 5 D1 kids playing, what I'm saying, on it, the same way in Florida. Here, you might have 1 here or 2 over here, what I'm saying? And it just is so when those teams
is the only one I think that's gonna have more than 2 Division I signees, because I think Clay Chalkville has an opportunity with Devin McKinnon and Ray McCants. They have a chance. Are both of them going to sign D1? I don't know if either one of them going to sign D1, but I think both of them have the opportunity to sign D1. And if you start going through the rest of these schools and it's not many guys who have multiple Division I commit signees or talents on their teams.
Yeah. So that's it, man. So
hey, but before we go, Drake, I got to talk about this on the girls' end. You ready for it? You see, I told you we bringing the girls' action to the podcast and to the lives and to the website. So be ready for that. But ESPN Girls just put out, ESPNW just put out their top 100 rankings for the class of 2025.
Yeah,
man, it is a travesty. They put Ace Austin at 53. That is diabolical to say it's 52 better players in the country than Ace Austin. Then they had the audacity to put out the top shooters, top scorers, and top playmakers. And they did not put Ace Austin on either one of those lists. Somebody from ESPNW actually hit me up and told me, oh, they have her, if you go look at the complete list, they have her on the honorable mention for those categories. Honorable mention? Ace Austin? Stop it. Stop it. Ace Austin is easy at top 25 player in the country in female basketball in the class of 2025, hands down easy. And you're talking about the top shooters and you say she not one? Man, come on. Man, stop.
So I will be with one of the guys that does that this weekend, and I will ask him about that. I will definitely had an opportunity this weekend to ask him about Ace, and I want to hear. I'm going to hear what he has to say, and I'm going to come back and share with us. I'm going to call you first, but then we can talk about it on air next Tuesday. But yeah, I saw that, man. I figured you was about to go there.
50. You saying it's Breezy? You saw Ace Austin
buckets.
It's 52 girls better than her.
That's dangerous.
Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me.
That's dangerous.
You gotta be kidding me, man. So, like, listen, that is a prime example of.
Let me tell you now. On that side of the girls' side, there are not many voices that are fighting on that level for our girls in state, which is why you keep on hearing us talk about we're headed into that direction, because like I said, I'll be sitting with one of the guys that actually compiles that list this weekend. We'll be together down in Florida. So it's kind of like
we got to do better.
We got to do better, and
right.
when we do put stuff out there to come to, you gotta come to it,
right?
So we can be able to say when we're talking to these people, we can have adequate information and say, yeah, this is something I've seen with my own eyes, and not, you know, saying something that somebody told me.
Right. That means a lot in the world, in the circles that we skate in, and in the world that we live in. That is huge, bro. We've said it several times tonight. You got to have somebody in that room screaming your name. And obviously, with Ace Austin being at 53, it wasn't enough voices in the room.
It's no voice,
right,
in the room,
right.
That's
right.
really doing that's being loud enough.
She's 53 just because how cold she is that her name is ringing bells.
That's on her own.
Yeah,
that's on her own.
Facts. So, ESPNW, shame on y'all, man. Shame on y'all. Hey, man, tell whoever you gonna talk to call me so I can tell them how bad they missed on Ace Austin.
I have them on speakerphone. We call.
Yeah, put him on speakerphone, man. So I can just tell him straight up or her straight up how bad y'all missed on Ace Austin.
D.
Yeah.
Who's better right now, Salim London or Simon Walker?
Why the hell would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, damn, we finna get off live. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Hey,
46.
Listen, hey man, I love that question, Drake. That is a very great question. And
you explain why that question is asked, because please understand, outside of the state of Alabama, that question is asked. That is the number one question about Alabama basketball outside of the state of Alabama basketball.
People don't understand on the magnitude of the answer to this question on the weight it's going to carry when it comes to national rankings, right? And that's why I know you did it. Like I know you did it because we hadn't talked about it, and you've been trying to get us to bring it to air because you want me to say it, right? You want me to put the 25 rankings out, right? And I get where you're going with it, and I'm gonna answer the question. I ain't ducking no smoke. I'm gonna answer the question, Drake, on Tuesday.
Oh no!
I'm gonna answer it on Tuesday. Yes, I will answer that question on Tuesday, maybe, because we don't got our design meeting the Thursday, so it might be next Thursday when we answer that question. But that's a great question, man, because I'm glad you went ahead and put that out there, man.
You know what he was doing.
That's the debate. If y'all want to know what goes on the national level, what's going on the national level for the class of 25 for the state of Alabama, the number one question for the state of Alabama is who's better between Simon Walker and Salim London. That is the question. And we ain't scared to tell y'all. It's been the question for about a year. It has been a question for a very long time, but that is the question right now that's heating up across the national scene. And we're going to answer it for everybody because they waiting on to see what we say. Is that good enough answer, Drake?
Hey, I'm just surprised. I just want to know what's being said on them comments right now.
I'm finna close them out. Like, I'm finna close them out. Like, you know what they saying, you know. But yeah, man. So
hey, the conversation is gonna be had Saturday.
Yeah, it is. It is. Simon Walker, Salim London. I want to know. I'm gonna put the poll out there. Damn it, I'm gonna put a poll out there on Instagram tomorrow. We might put it. Should we do it tonight, Breezy?
We'll do it tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow. We're gonna put a poll out there tomorrow on Instagram. Who are you taking? Simon Walker, Salim London. We're gonna ask it straight up, and we're gonna get it from the people.
Hey, and just know that depending on which coach you talk to, we're talking collegiate coaches. Mm-hmm. They have their different opinions depending on which 24/7 ESPN who you talk to.
You want me to drop another bombshell on here? You want me to drop another bombshell?
Go ahead.
I got the call today, right? That Iowa, Clemson, and Virginia Tech are all recruiting Simon Walker as a point guard.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, same back channel, same back station.
Yes. I got the call today that Iowa, Clemson, and Virginia Tech are all recruiting Simon Walker as a point guard.
Which is understandable why we saw a Caden
Rickard
being pushed to that position over the spring and summer.
Yep.
Which is a whole nother conversation.
Whole nother conversation because Steve Prohm just got that done, right? And Simon Walker, high major point guard, like he doesn't even play point guard for Huntsville High. Never has. That's been Eli Stapler, JD Gossett, Man. Like it's been different. It's been different.
So the question next week or conversation: Do you see Simon Walker as a PG at the next level, at the Power 5 level?
Power 4 now because Pac-12 gone. P4 level.
P4. All right.
Yeah.
Anybody over? Ain't nobody in the Pac-12 is. It's just gone. Ain't it?
It's two teams. It's like Oregon State and somebody else.
What they gonna do?
I think one of them going to the Big 12. I think they're going to the Big 12 next year.
Okay.
They offered into the Big 12.
Gotcha.
They'll be somewhere next year.
Somebody said somebody one of them was trying to get UConn in it and they didn't want to take their football team.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's big. That's a huge issue with some of this conference realignment is because of that football aspect of it. When we're talking basketball, but also on the football level, it's a lot of conference realignment of schools wanting to get put into certain conferences due to the other sport being maybe on a higher level than the conference that they're currently trying to go to. Like even though we're talking the P4 level, all of them are top notch, but ACC and basketball is better than ACC football at this current time. Yeah. So, and SEC, of course, is known for it to be a football conference, but if you look at the basketball conference, it last year was the best conference in the country. It had the most entries into the NCAA tournament than any other conference last year. So it's starting to turn into a basket. I've even heard somebody say that Alabama and Auburn are basketball schools now. If you look at Auburn probably is a basketball school right now. Alabama just came off a Final Four run. Alabama hadn't won a football championship since 2020. They could easily be turning into Saban's gone. We don't know what Coach DeBoer is going to do, right? The mystique is still there, but in 5 years, is it going to be Nate Oates or is it going to be Kalen DeBoer that runs that program and runs that ship at University of Alabama? So that's an interesting question because those conferences with the realignment, a lot of those are changing because of the difference between the football and the basketball programs.
There you have it.
Yeah, man. But we're gonna get up out of here for the night, Drake, man.
I'll be calling you this weekend with those people on the phone.
Man, you already know. I'm gonna be waiting on it. So just hit me up. Me and Breezy chilling this weekend, man. So we'll be available.
Hey, way too early prediction. Georgia, Alabama.
Oh, I'm going. You know who I'm going with. Yeah.
All right. So
hey, you talking to two people with degrees with stamps on them from the University of Alabama. You know how we rolling.
Yeah. I was just seeing if y'all seeing anything different out there.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I don't want people to get confused and think that what we saw last Saturday versus Kentucky is a depiction of who Georgia is. Georgia is still the juggernaut of college football. Don't get me wrong, but that was a tough game on the road at a Kentucky team who was a very good football team. But Kentucky coming off the loss from South Carolina the week before, a lot of people didn't put a lot of stock in them being able to stay on the field with Georgia. And for them to come out there and hold Georgia to no touchdowns throughout the first 3 quarters, I think that was a big change, and nobody expected that. So Kentucky's a really good team, but you got to understand when teams win national championships, they don't blow everybody out. if you go look at the last several national championships in football, bro, they've had, I think Alabama, when they won, they had 3 one-possession games that they won in that year. Like, you're going to have to win close games, especially on the road in the SEC. So I don't want people to get confused thinking that Georgia can't stay on the field with Alabama because Alabama blew out Wisconsin on the road, and Georgia went and struggled with Kentucky because both teams are off this weekend. So when they meet next week, it's going to be both teams off an off week. So both of them are going to be ready to go. So it's going to be a much better football game. But, of course, I got the Tide simply because they're going to play that game in Tuscaloosa. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be a night game. It's going to be real hard for Georgia to win that football game.
There you have it.
Yeah, man. Y'all know how we break it down. Open court with Derek Williams on the way. Y'all already know. But, Drake, man, we'll holler at you next week, man.
All right, peace.
My brother, for sure.
All right, man.
There he is, man. I got Terry Drake, man. iBall TDB, man. That great information and great breakdown, as we always do. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight, man. But Breezy, gonna run the music, man. We finna get up out of here. We finna get up out of here, man. Y'all already know. Make sure y'all stay tapped in with us, man. Little iBall podcast, wherever you get your podcast, man. Little iBall podcast. Make sure you go sign up for our podcast, and make sure you go register to subscribe to our YouTube page, Little iBall Radio YouTube page. Go hit subscribe, go hit the notification bell so you can get a notification every time we drop some comment. We drop content. I'm ready to go, y'all. We drop content on a daily basis. All right, we drop content on a daily basis, so make sure y'all stay tapped in with the iBall Radio YouTube page. And again, iBallRadio.com, iBallRadio.com. iBallRadio.com is on the way, so make sure y'all stay tuned in. Make sure you go get ready to go fill out y'all player cards. Player cards will be available very, very soon. And all the merch is coming on iBallRadio.com. So make sure y'all stay tapped in. But with that being said, Breezy, holler at these folks, man.
Hey, man, it's breezy, and you know it ain't easy.
It ain't easy, man. And y'all already know they call me coach because I teach you how to ball. Until next week, we are out. Peace. Long live Hero. I'm tired of here, man.
For a 2-hour show.
I'm tired of here.